Excellent. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to another Coffee and Connect here with Sue. And this evening, I have my friend, the lovely Lucy, who is in Dublin. And Lucy is founder of Live Life Lightly. Don't you just love that name? Live Life Lightly with Lucy. What a tongue twister. But Lucy, I am very much looking forward to chatting and sharing with you this evening her work and what she does, because it's absolutely fascinating and we can learn so much from her. I'm always intrigued to talk to Lucy, and I can never get enough of chatting to her. So I'm dying to have a full day when I can get to Dublin and pin Lucy down to find out more. She's here to talk to us about how to raise our energy levels and our energy fields. Are we giving away our energy to energy vampires, or is there a way we can preserve our energy and look after ourselves to feel happier and live more fulfilled, happier lives? And she's going to talk to us a little bit about her work in soul alignment and finding our soul purpose. So it's really going to be fascinating. So please do stay tuned as I welcome the lovely Lucy.
Thank you very much. That was a lovely introduction.
Oh, well, how could it not be?
Thank you.
How are you this evening, Lucy?
Excellent. Thank you very much. And yourself?
Oh, good. I'm great, because I'm enjoying sun here in Galway this week. And it's such a lovely treat compared to all the rain we've been having.
Absolutely.
And, yeah, so there you go. And I presume it's the same where you are.
Yep, it's been grand.
Yeah.
No complaints. So long as I can walk my dog, I'm happy.
Exactly. Finding happiness in the small moments, right?
Absolutely. Well, it's interesting you should say that, because this morning I was going to Dunn's to do my grocery shopping, and I was just coming down the hill towards some traffic lights, and it miraculously went green as I got to them. And there are traffic lights I always sit at, and I just went, wow, this is going to be a good day. But it is actually nice to be aware of even the tiny positive things that happen.
Yeah.
Because we can get so sucked into all the negativity, particularly at the moment.
If we focus on all the small things, we will have so much more happiness in our day. Absolutely. So you are founder of Live Life Lightly.
Yep. And I like to tell people that I can help them to learn to love their life.
Yes. Now,
more L words.
Yeah, exactly. Love your life. Absolutely.
Learn to love your life.
And you know what? Our lives are so short, but we get so caught up in distractions and things that sabotage our minds and our actions that we suddenly can find ourselves wondering, what's it all about? Feeling drained of our energy, and time slips by so fast. So let's talk first, Lucy, about, first of all, how you discovered all this work, how it came into your life, and let's start talking about energy.
Cool. Okay, so I have been working with clients on and off for about 5 years at this stage, but studying all this stuff for probably about 20 years at this stage. I started, just kind of wondering where I was going with my life, what on earth I was doing. The kind of the usual stuff. And then ended up, studying and realizing that the stuff I had learned, I did all sorts of things, the weird, the wonderful, the brilliant, the absolutely atrocious. I have really done them all. I guess because I started life as an accountant. So, I'm very logical, very analytical. So, going from accountant to kind of psychic stuff and energy healing are like, woo!
Yes. Yeah.
But I do feel that, because I have that, I brought a level of sense to all the stuff I was learning. I was good at kind of thinking it through, all that kind of thing.
It makes sense to you.
Which really helped. So that was good, and equally left me with a nice way of I guess finding myself was really what I did in the process of all of that. And
Yeah.
it was some of the atrocious experiences that helped me with various energy healers and courses I did, where I suddenly went, no, this is rubbish. That, led me to realize that I don't need a guru. I have it all. I can do it all, not do it all myself, but I can work out for myself what really resonates with me. And work towards that. So in the last 6 months, I guess I'd be always one of those, I'll do another course. I'll do another course.
Oh,
I'll do another course.
know.
And it's so difficult. And about 3 years ago, I got, which is the main thing I do, a soul realignment session. And one of the things she said to me was, Lucy, stop doing the courses. You've done enough. You are at the point. I would be very much on a soul level, be very much a kind of teacher. But the thing with being a teacher or a coach is that you don't ever think you know enough, and you hide by doing all the courses. So that's what I was doing. So I had to, step out of that, stop doing courses. Having said that, I got to the beginning of this year and found another course that I did, which was just a higher level of the stuff that I've been doing. And that just tied everything that I do together for me. And that made a huge difference to really working out what I do, why I do it, how I do it.
Yes.
And I guess my big philosophy is that we're all the powerful creators of our own lives. So, we are all creating our lives. We can all say yes or no to any choices that come around. So I know at the beginning, you said something about energy vampires, and there is lots of I'm with people who are sucking my energy, but to me that's not true, because we are creating our own lives. You are allowing them to do that to you. We all have to take 100% responsibility for everything that we do. And so everything's a choice. In my life.
Also, we're very quick to blame. We blame circumstances and other people, but
it's all how you react. So for me, the higher your energy level is, the more aligned you are with your soul, the better you're feeling, the easier it is, and the easier everything is.
So where does one begin, or how does your work involve that? What can you do?
So the first thing I always do with people is a soul realignment session. So basically that tells them who they are on a soul level. So if we look at it like very, very briefly, because otherwise I'll drive people nuts, because I love talking about all this stuff. In the world that I live in, people can agree or disagree. We started off as a soul. We were created with different energy centers. We're all a different combination of all those energy centers. And the way that we were created is perfect for us.
Okay.
And then we're coming to Earth to be human. And I think that's the thing that a lot of people forget, that they're actually here to live their lives. They're not here to, certainly in my opinion, they're not here to improve. They're not here to change things. They're just here to experience themselves as human, and potentially to work through some of the karma that they've brought with them. But we're not here, we're not here to learn, because we're already perfect on a soul level. So there's nothing you need to learn.
Right.
So we're just here to experience ourselves as human beings and as ourselves. And the closer that you can experience yourself as a human in alignment with who you are on a soul level, doing the things that really resonate with you, the better you're going to feel, the higher your energy is, the better choices. You're going to make less choices against that.
So do you find, a lot of people are maybe not living in that way, and that's why they don't feel
Absolutely.
great? And why Why do you think that is? And do you think people maybe aren't aware of it?
I think people aren't aware of it. I think people forget that the energy that they're doing something with is the energy that they're creating. So if you're doing something out of obligation, what you're creating is obligation energy.
Yeah.
You know, you're not creating, if you're doing something out of love and happiness and, you know, joy, that's what you're creating. But if you're doing something with a feeling of, oh, I have to do this.
Which is, let's face it, that's a lot of people in their work.
Absolutely. And so that just perpetuates. Yeah, and I mean, one of the things I like to say as well is that, you know, people think that they can change what's going on in their physical life. Like they can move house, they'll feel better. They can, you know, do change jobs, they'll feel better. But, you know, everywhere you go, you take yourself with you, and you take the level of energy that you have with you to the next one. So it's not, unless you change yourself, it's not actually going to change. You're going to go to a new job because you feel you've obliged to make some money or whatever it is, and that's all going to keep perpetuating.
Yeah. So the key would be for people to, if they can, not get caught up in work or a job that they feel is soulless, that doesn't fulfill
Absolutely.
them.
Yeah. Now we all have to eat, you know. I mean, there
Yes.
is a level of reality too, you know.
Yeah.
But it's nice to have at least a little proportion of what you do that really feeds your soul.
Yeah. And if you can't at this point get that through work, finding it in the other parts of your life.
Yeah, absolutely. Whether it's walking at the weekend or getting some exercise, or, you know, anything at all that you do that can help you with that and really make you feel better. So I guess the thing with your energy field is that I mean, you start off obviously as a soul, but you come in when you're a small baby, you come in to occupy a body, funny enough. And you can see it in children. Then they start, when you have a baby first, then they have, you know, they start to have emotions, but they don't have a thought process. So we develop our emotional body first, you know, and you can see that in a small baby. They're you know, they're hungry, they cry, they're upset, they cry, they have emotions, but I mean, they're obviously not thinking through what they're doing because they haven't got that ability yet. And then as they get older, they start to develop, you know, more mental thought processes. And a lot of their beliefs that they develop at that stage come from their parents, what they're told, what they see happening around them. We also, it's the time we start to get spirit guides. So we come to life with a spirit guide that stays with us right their way through life. And then as you develop through childhood and you're making more choices, you get more spirit guides, which is really cool. Which is one of the other things that I tell people about if they have a soul realignment session, which is good. So, you know, as they develop, it's also, when I was thinking about it the other day, for some reason, it's also why, if you look at dogs or animals, they have an emotional body, but they don't really have a mental body. I mean, dogs' thought processes aren't that complicated. which is why you have an emotional support dog, not a mental support dog.
Yes, yeah.
So the you know, it's the way we develop. So we finally get to a point when we're an adult where we have a sort of a fully developed, you obviously have your body, and you have your emotional body around it, and you have your mental body on the outside, and that is, you know, in your energy field. Yeah, people can see it. I can't, but you know, it has been proven, where you can actually, you know, where the thoughts are in your energy field. And one thing I do love to do, which actually I don't know why it works, but it works really, really well for me, is if you're having negative thoughts and you want to get rid of them, is literally just stop for, you know, 2 seconds and go, okay, where in my energy field is that thought, and go, okay, look, it's here, and just take it out and throw it away.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, I don't know if it's because you're physically doing something to get rid of it.
Yes.
But it, as a very, very simple technique for stopping yourself on a train of negative thinking, that really works.
So you have your emotional body, and then it sits in
the mental body on the outside of that.
outside.
Yeah.
So that's really nice for people, actually, as you say, it's something physical to do.
Yes.
Like I'm actually getting rid of that.
Yeah.
Very good. Yeah.
So you can, and you can, I mean, you can't, any of those things. The thing I love about nearly everything that I do is you can't get it wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. Or like brushing your energy down.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, one thing that I do love to do is I do a meditation in the mornings where I effectively give my energy field a shower of pure light, and that works really, really well. We can try it if you like.
Absolutely. We'll invite everybody to try with us. And for those who may not be like aware even of their energy field, one way of saying it is like you can feel if you walk into a room with other people, whether you believe it or not, you can actually feel their energy. And that's why you feel either drawn to people or, dare I say, repelled by people.
Yeah.
Or you can feel that and that is their energy vibration that you are actually feeling, whether you can see it or whether you're aware of it or not. And with science, there's an aura resonance a machine, and that picks up the colors of the aura, which is your energy field around you. So it's definitely not airy-fairy, and it's scientifically proven that we are energy, and our energy field, the higher our vibration is, which we'll talk about as well, the wider your energy field, is, isn't it? That you can actually expand your energy field to protect your energy from
or equally, if another good thing to do is if you're going somewhere where you don't want to kind of interact with the space, if you're going to somewhere you don't like, is to mentally imagine pulling your energy into you.
Oh, okay.
So that and reducing down the size of your energy field.
Oh, really?
So
because then I thought people would be able to get closer to you that way.
But they wouldn't touch you as much. It wouldn't affect you as much because you're holding it all closer. In my opinion.
But we can play around with that. Yeah. So let's practice. Let's do we're going to clear our energy fields.
So if you imagine that I actually do this in the shower. It's a great way to physically do it.
I won't go video and hop in the shower.
No, don't strip off. We're fine.
I'll try and stop myself.
Try and stop yourself. Yeah. Okay, so I always like to start everything with my hands on my heart. Because putting your hands on your heart just actually brings yourself back to the here and now.
Yeah.
So what we're imagining is a shower of really bright, sparkly, I like to think of it as kind of translucent but sparkly light that's coming down like a shower from above our heads. And we start with doing it through our physical body. So you let it shower. Oh, it's like if you're out and you're on the beach and you get that real, that really good energy from the kind of the sea air, or if you're on the top of a mountain, it's that kind of energy, that really high level of G. So you're imagining, just keep breathing kind of normally, maybe slightly deeper than normal. And you're just imagining that beautiful translucent light, and it's coming down through your head. And through your neck. And into your shoulders. Just imagine as it's going, it's just clearing anything that shouldn't be there down with it. And down your arms. And into your hands. And then down your torso. And your hips. And just let it glisten and flow as it's going. And down through your legs. And down through your feet. Out into Mother Earth, and just letting anything that it's cleared with it down into the earth, where it just transforms into more beautiful light. And then we do the same with our emotional body. So you can imagine your emotional body being about a foot out from your body, all the way around, and about a foot up above your head. So again, you have the shower, and it just starts to go down. Your emotional body isn't as dense as your physical body, so you can let it go slightly faster. And you're just bringing that down. All the way down. And out at the bottom, again, where any of the energy, it's taken any of the negative emotions that you have in your energy field, just taking them all away and sending them down into the earth, where they're transformed into light. And then we do the same with our mental body. So this is where all your thoughts are, any negative thinking, any of those spirals of negative thinking that we get ourselves caught into, all go down. So again, it's another foot out from the emotional body. So now you can do absolutely everything at once if you want. But just think of it as taking away all your thoughts, all the negative thoughts, all the way down. Again, where they're all transformed into beautiful light. And then if you want to, you can put a nice shell of gold all the way around, above the whole thing and down.
Do you actually, or just imagine?
Sometimes I do it. It depends. Sometimes I do it with my hands. If I feel it's necessary, I'll do it with my hands. Make sure that I have it all right.
Yes.
Pat it all together.
Every piece. Oh, lovely. I couldn't help but smiling through that.
Yeah, it's nice, but it's a really good, as I said, if you do it in the shower, you really get the physical sensation of it as well.
Yeah, that's really lovely.
It's a really good thing to do. Or if you feel, if you feel that you're particularly tired or something, it's a great way to start your day.
Yeah.
The other thing,
absolutely,
energy, and just even the imagining of, taking away the negative emotions, taking away all those negative thoughts, so they won't bother you, is really good. Another nice thing to do just at the end of that I always do is to activate my heart of gold. Your heart of gold is just the power, all the good parts of you, everything you have. A great way to activate your heart of gold is to think about somebody or something that you really love, and just really feel that in your heart, and just imagine that as strengthening your heart and giving you power to get through the day.
Lovely. Cool. They're really nice practices.
Yeah.
So that's for like clearing our energy, energizing ourselves. And so thank you for that, Lucy.
You're welcome.
When we need to make this part of our daily practice. I can see myself hopping in the shower a few times a day now.
You don't need to actually be in the shower. You can just imagine it, but just think of it as being really high, high energy, kind of high energy.
Cleansing, invigorating.
Yeah.
It's amazing the power of visualization,
Absolutely.
And so when would we want to expand our energy field, to visualize expanding it? Or as you said, shrinking it in to protect yourself?
Well, I would say I try to keep my energy field at about that, emotional body is 30 centimeters or a foot out. Mental body is about that again. I try to very much keep mine at that, because if you expand it too much, you're going to get potentially too many thoughts or too many emotions.
Okay.
You know, it to me, it's better to kind of keep it at a sensible level. But you do, I mean, I go places that I don't want to go, you know, like the nursing home my mother lives in, that kind of place. I might tend to think of you know, just pulling all my energy into me, so that it's not touching off the energy fields of other people.
That's what I was just going to say, how we protect, because obviously other people in public, you know, our energy fields are intertwining.
Absolutely.
And we're picking up some of their energy. I guess that's why you would often feel drained, say, when you come from a shopping mall or, you know, the bank.
And again, we
might not be from the queue, it might be from the bank balance.
Oh, absolutely. But it is also, you know, we all are the powerful creators of our own experience. So we can say no to that. You know, I'm not a fan of all this, you know, people are draining my energy or whatever it is, you know, in my opinion, you know, we have the choice.
Take back that control.
Take back the power.
You have a choice. Don't. Yeah. So be aware of your energy field and know that you're in charge of it. That it's not. You're not allowing it to be sucked and taken by, you know.
And the other thing, I mean, the more you live in alignment with, you know, keeping your thoughts aligned, keeping your emotions aligned, kind of working with those, the more you're going to find it. The more aware you're going to be. So if you go to somewhere, you know, like out shopping, and you'll feel it faster. You feel it in your body faster, and you can do something about it. Whether it's just, you know, pull yourself in or put, as we did, the gold around the edge. I mean, I love colors, so, you know, pink would be obviously one of my favorites. So, you know, pick a color that you think would be good for protecting you in this moment, and just shower yourself with that.
Okay, so no particular color, whatever resonates with the person.
Yeah, whatever resonates with you. And there are loads of theories out there. So it's, you know, you could pick, and everybody that you talk to has a different interpretation as to what the color means to them.
Whatever feels right for you.
Yeah.
And tell me, how else? Like, I mean, people who are feeling emotionally, it's a big thing, emotionally and mentally drained, and, you know, I mean, we may be aware of all this, you know, that we need to protect ourselves, but we feel emotionally drained and our energy levels drop. How else, besides protecting our energy fields, can we increase that energy?
Well, the thing, as you know, that I love to do is tapping.
Yes.
So tapping, and we can do some of that. Tapping is fabulous because, really, you know, as I said before, we're here to be in a body. So everything starts, you know, our whole energy field, they're not, like, it's not that your energy, you know, your emotional body stretches, you know, a foot out, but it starts in your body. Your mental body stretches to an extra foot, but it's also in your body. So everything you feel is in your body. Everything you think is in your body. So changing your body is always a great way to trigger the change in anything else. So, like, as I said, you know, hands on your heart, breathe in and out of your heart for a minute or two is a great way to energize yourself. Because it you know, it starts with your body. Years and years ago, we did, myself and my husband, we did a Tony Robbins course, and I've done a whole heap of his training since. But the thing I loved the most about what he told us was that if you're feeling depressed, smile at the ceiling. And I spent a lot of years smiling at ceilings, but it changes your physical state, which changes your thoughts and changes how you're feeling. And, you know, you can't but laugh if you smile at the ceiling.
So smile at the ceiling, or
smile at the ceiling.
Anywhere.
No, smile at the ceiling specifically, because it just feels so ridiculous.
And it's also maybe because you're lifting yourself up.
Absolutely.
You're opening your
Yeah.
heart space, your heart center.
Mm.
Okay.
And
So
you
I see a lot of people from tomorrow going around smiling at the ceiling.
It makes you laugh, you know, and if nothing else, it'll make other people laugh too. That's always a good thing.
Exactly. Okay, that's great. Yeah.
So I mean, but moving your body, you know, getting your body going in any fashion always changes your state and how you're feeling.
Change the state of the body. And you were talking there about tapping then.
Tapping. So tapping is great. I mean, tapping started with a chap. Now, anybody who knows anything about it is going to hate my explanation of this, but I can't help that. So it started with a chap who was a psychologist, I think, but also maybe an acupuncturist, or I did acupressure and was working with a woman and suddenly thought, oh gosh, maybe if he triggered some of the acupressure points, he realized that she was trying to do something, she was feeling nauseous. So he thought, well, if he pressed or she pressed the points, the acupressure points for the nausea, that might help, and found that made an enormous difference. So it's obviously changed a huge amount since then. The version that I do is called modern energy tapping and is very much just focused on the positive. So what we have is a specific set of points that you tap, you know, and you tap in order. Again, if you get it wrong, it doesn't make any difference. At least you're tapping somewhere. No, and if you don't have to be that specific because it's the vibration as well. So you know, if you're tapping here rather than here, it's going to get there.
Yeah. Okay.
And you're just tapping. And what I do with people is we pick a positive word or a positive feeling of some variety that they want to have, and we tap that. So we don't go back into the past and dig up all their old traumas. We just literally look at, well, even if they want to think about it, you know, well, what positive do they need now to feel better about what happened then? Which and it actually, I mean, it sounds a bit like we're just pretending that it didn't happen or whatever it is, but it actually does really work. It helps relax your body, helps you actually let go of how you're feeling.
And a relaxed body heals quicker and bounces back and becomes more resilient.
Absolutely. So it reduces your stress levels.
Yes.
I mean, it's fabulous. It reduces your stress, raises your energy, gives you something positive to think about. And there's so many benefits to it, and it's relatively quick.
Yeah, great. So if we're feeling like stressed or overwhelmed, right? So two things: stress, and it may be the same formula. Stressed and overwhelmed, and we want to feel more energy. Right?
Well, then
I'll be bouncing around like a bunny tomorrow. Can't wait.
So you can.
What do you recommend tapping wise for both of those?
It literally any positive word that you can think of that would make you feel better. I mean, I do tap. I do sometimes tap on energy. I don't like doing it as much. I used to do it a lot. I don't like doing it as much with people because energy means different things to different people.
Yeah.
So it tends to get, it annoys some people. Some people love it. Some people find it irritating. So I don't do it. But I mean, sometimes people literally will want to tap on something that they love to do, like running, and they'll tap running. I tap, but my absolutely favorite thing to tap on is laughter.
Okay.
So we can try that if you like. I did that with a group of people maybe 6 or 8 months ago, and it was just wonderful. It was on Zoom, and literally I went to a screen where everybody was falling around with laughter. It's just so good.
Because laughter is therapy, and laughter relaxes, and it soothes the soul, makes you feel good.
And everybody knows what it means.
Yes, exactly. There's no, yeah. I get you. And I like what you're saying about, and I understand what you say. So if I'm feeling stressed or anxious, I'm not going to then focus on stress and anxiety, because you're almost like, well, what you focus on, you know, tends to grow stronger. And the mind can't focus on two things at once, so rather focus on what you want to be. Is that what you're...
Absolutely, precisely what I'm saying. Beautifully said. Well done. Thank you.
Well, thank you. We should work together more often.
We should indeed, but it is exactly that. It's that, you know, there is no need to spend time working on releasing how bad you feel. Just aim with going with the positive of how you want to feel. And then the other falls away. And the other falls away by default. Naturally. So, so that works. Because we tend to spend a lot of time thinking, I'm so stressed, I need to relieve this stress. Yes. How do I relieve that? I focus on this therapy or whatever, tapping for laughter, and then the stress automatically goes away anyway. Yes. So let's all try this. Anyone who's in the office tomorrow, this is your coffee at 11 tapping session, and you can take the lead. Laughter session with Lucy. Here we go. Laughter with Lucy. So basically, when you're tapping, just a couple of things first. I'll talk you through the points we're tapping on. You can tap it at any speed that you want to tap at. You can tap at, I know a couple of people who give themselves bruises. It is literally whatever feels right to you. I like to tell people to kind of do it with a loving touch. You know, pretend that you're tapping on. Pretend that you love yourself. Pretend you love yourself. Pretend you're tapping on someone you love that you really care about. Actually tap on someone you love that you really care about. Yeah. So we start with our hands on our heart. Okay, there's a few people watching, Lucy, and I invite them to do take part. There's a few who say they'll be thrown out of the office if they start. But you know what? Maybe you could create a new habit. This could be a Friday. If it makes for a happier environment, and when people are happier and less stressed, they are more creative, they have more to give, they're more, as you say, their authentic self. Yep. You know? Absolutely. And that's what we want. That's the whole aim. Yeah. And you give people joy too. If they've no idea what you're doing, you know, you give I do a lot of tapping at traffic lights, you know, and I do get the look in the car from the car beside me. I laughed. I was at traffic lights this morning. Now, I wasn't tapping as it happened, but the woman beside me did an enormous yawn, and I looked at her and I grinned, and God love her, she was so embarrassed. And I just thought it was funny, you know. Yeah. You know, yeah. I thought it was lovely, but she was just oh. So we need everybody to relax more. So more relaxation, more laughter. So no matter what the thing we're focusing on, are the tapping points always the same? Tapping points are always the same. Right. So it is a protocol that you work your way through. So you can say. So you'll take us through one. I will take you through. Absolutely. Thank you, Lucy. I'm ready. You're very welcome. Hands on. I'm already laughing. It works. And I'm looking at the ceiling. Oh my word. Right. Okay, so hands on your heart. You're going to take 3 deep breaths. Now we're going to tap gently on the top of our head. The first point. And so breathe am I saying anything to myself? You are going to say, breathe nice and deeply again as you tap, and say laughter. Outside, I was going to say outside, out loud or in my head? Since you're by yourself, do it out loud. Out loud is always good, but you can absolutely do it in your head. Okay, everybody, I hope you're joining in. I'm saying laughter. Laughter. Because I'm watching, Lucy's watching. Next point is third eye, to the middle of your forehead. Laughter. And again, do I say it once or do I keep saying it? Keep saying it. Every time you get to a new point, you can say it again. You just say it once. Just say it once. And just remember to breathe. laughter. And then the
Laughter.
next point is, I can never get it, I have to fix my hair. The side of your eye, so in between your eye and your ear, so
Do
anywhere.
I do both sides? Or what if I do with two hands? Is that like double the power?
You can do anything you like.
Okay,
that is
cool.
the good thing.
Laughter.
So, laughter.
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 See, I'm looking for double the fun here.
And then we're under your eye, just on your cheekbone. That's
Okay.
perfect.
Laughter.
Laughter. Remember to breathe.
Laughter. I'm already smiling.
Laughter.
I'm probably only halfway there and it's working.
Absolutely. Now we're doing under your nose, just above your lip.
Laughter.
Laughter.
Ha ha ha.
And then we're going on your chin, just under your, just where
Anywhere
the
on your
crease is.
chin. Okay.
Yeah.
Laughter.
Laughter. And we're on the collarbone point. So your collarbone is along here. So just literally just underneath it.
Underneath the collarbone. Okay.
Just underneath your collarbone.
Laughter.
Yeah. Laughter.
Laughter. Laughter. Laughter.
And then we're doing the fingers. So just in one hand, we're just picking the bottom of your thumb, the bottom of your thumbnail, I should say.
All right. Laughter.
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 And then you just work your way through the bottom of the nail of each finger. So your first finger. Laughter. Next finger. Laughter.
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 Laughter. Little finger. And then the last point is your karate chop point, just on the side of your hand there. Laughter.
Laughter.
And back to your heart. And I think we do one more round of that without so many explanations.
Okay, so see, now this is for all of us to see if we can remember the points.
No, I'm still going to tell you the points.
Oh, okay, okay.
We'll just concentrate on breathing and saying laughter. Okay, so top of your head, deep breath, laughter. Middle of your forehead, laughter. Okay, we're good to do the corner of your eyebrow, which I forgot the last time. Laughter. On the side of your eye. And breathing and laughter. And your cheekbone. Laughter.
Laughter.
And underneath your nose. Laughter. And on your chin. Laughter.
Laughter.
And your collarbone. Laughter. And then we're going to work through the bottom of our nails. Laughter. Laughter.
Laughter.
Laughter. Laughter. Laughter. And your karate chop point.
Okay.
There. Laughter. And back to your heart. And you should be feeling better.
I feel much lighter.
Yes.
I feel definitely a lot lighter. I suppose we're shifting our focus away to something that's positive. And are these like pressure points?
I presume they are. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. They are, and some of them are chosen just because it is a nice flow.
Yes.
Kind of
so
down your body.
There we've got, see if I remember. So we've got the top of the head, the third eye.
Middle of the corner of the eyebrow.
Eyebrow. Okay.
Yeah.
So the third eye and then the eyebrow.
Yeah.
And then the
side of your eye.
Then
cheekbone.
The, cheekbones. And
then under your nose.
Under the nose. Under
chin.
the chin.
And the collarbone.
Yeah.
And then your fingers.
And and fingers and karate chop. So what we want to say is keep saying a word that what we want to either think or feel. Would that be correct?
Yeah.
So you could use this for so many things, for like if you're anxious with a presentation or a meeting or a talk you need to give, or
even just doing the finger points is really good. If you are stressed and you're in an office or something, you can do them under the table. You can literally just be tapping the edges of your fingers, and that really helps.
Yeah. Well, and even to go onto two hands, I guess, and just keep going.
Yeah, just keep at it. But it definitely does. I've been using it now. The first thing I learned, an original version of tapping just from a book, cured myself randomly of a cold sore that I was getting by just tapping on the energy of what I wanted it to feel like.
Really?
Yeah, which was just incredible. And then decided, gosh, I have to go a bit further than this.
So there's lots of YouTube videos on tapping and that, I know.
Yeah.
Or people can work with you. Have you any stories of clients where you can tell us where your energy work has had profound effects or deep effects?
Yeah, oh gosh, there's all sorts of things. As I said, the starting with myself and kind of curing all sorts of things. I then worked a lot with my son while he was in school. He was very stressed. We did a lot of energy work together. And then I think, let me see, working with clients, it's great to see people and see their energy. You when they come, there's obviously a lot more to it. There's a whole way of thinking around it. Lots of ways of looking after yourself using it. And it is just great to see people going away with a tool that they can use, and they can just even share the most basic version of it, and do it with I've just finished putting together a 12-week coaching program, which will focus on the tapping first with a soul realignment session, so you know who you are, because it's nice to then tap with things that really resonate with your soul. It really brings it together. That's really helpful. But it does just take away the stresses and bring, I think, as I say a lot, that you've got energy blocks in your energy system when you come across something that you can't laugh about. So, which is why I love tapping with laughter, because if you can laugh, and you do, that if somebody says something that you find particularly annoying, it is something that you can't laugh about. That is something that you have created an energy block, or there is an energy block there. So if you can work and add positives to that situation, how would I like to see it?
Because let's face it, the more stressors we can eliminate and
Absolutely.
those blocks in our life, the better we're going to feel. And the more relaxed we feel, the higher, as I said, our energy.
So I would have had a long, my entire life history with my mother, where she talks about my hair. This is a ridiculous example, but it is was life-changing for me, from the time I was a small child. Your hair's not good enough, your hair's not brushed, your hair's not this, your hair's not that, and still at the age of 93 is saying to me, not now because she can't see me because she's in a nursing home, but when I was visiting her, was going, oh, you been to the hairdresser recently? And mothers have that ability.
Yes.
To do these things to us. And I would have done a lot of tapping and a lot of energy block clearing on that. And now I can just let it go. I know that she, and it changes your perspective of it as well. Okay. It changes, you stop feeling that, she's doing it to annoy me, because she's not.
It doesn't get in on you.
It doesn't get in on you. And I know that I can now see that she's asking me these questions out of love.
Okay, so it shifts your perspective. Do you find often that if, say, somebody has a presentation, like I was saying, or a talk, or whatever it is, or a job interview or something coming up,
yes,
to practice this, as far in advance before Like,
Yes.
I mean, is
And
one session it absolutely helps you feel better, but does it become more powerful, the effect, the
oh,
more you're
absolutely. Yeah, no,
practicing in
I
advance?
worked with somebody who was doing lots of public speaking, and she was very, very stressed
Right.
with just the whole concept of it. And she did manage to get herself around with, you know, just using the tapping as it happened. And we worked on some other energy blocks as well, but just using the
Yeah.
tapping and even just standing at the side of a stage before she gave a presentation and tapping. And it just,
Fabulous.
I think it gives you something else to focus on as well.
Yeah.
In
It's
fairness, you know,
empowering. It's empowering.
it
And
is.
that's what I love also about, you know, the mindfulness techniques that I teach, is that it's giving you back some control. Because
Yes.
when you feel stressed and anxious, especially anxiety, you actually you feel like you've lost control. And these
Well, you have
techniques,
lost, you have
yes,
lost
well, you
control.
have,
You
exactly.
absolutely have. You have
Yes,
lost control.
you
Yeah.
have. And these
yeah.
techniques give you back control. They
Yes.
give
And
you, they empower you, so you have your toolbox there.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah. And
it's
and
like
they
there's
do.
no point in just someone saying, well, just take a few deep breaths and you'll feel better. And then people think, oh, well, that doesn't work, so
No.
I'm not going to do that. But it's, you need to learn the right ways, and you
Yes.
know,
And the ways that everybody's different. You know, the
sure.
stuff that I do, you know, from the soul realignment, I do a lot of coaching. But I do kind of traditional coaching, but I add all the energy work to it.
Yeah, well, I think it's very important side of it.
And because you can't also decide, like, if somebody sat you down to think about your values, you know, there's no point in thinking about your values when you're stressed. They're going to be a completely different set of values. And then thinking about things like your values, whether they're actually right for you at this moment in your life. Again, you might be hanging on to the idea that one of your top values is adventure, you know, but you might be a mother of 4 children. You really can't have adventure, no matter how much you want it. You know, you do. You have to be logical. So if you do some of the energy work, see where you're going, it makes a huge difference.
Yeah. What was I going to ask you there now? Yeah, when you talk about soul realignment and soul purpose, what if a person, like, they're like wondering now, okay, you do this, but what actually are you going to do for me? What's the outcome? What's it all about?
What I'm actually going to do for them. So if somebody books a soul realignment session with me, or starts my coaching where we talk about it, I'm going to go away. I'm going to have a look. We all have the records of called the Akashic records of everything that has happened to us from the first time we incarnated through all our past lives. They'll set an intention of whatever it is they want to get from the reading. So they might just want to know what their soul purpose is. They might want to release some stress. They might want to make more money, whatever it is they want to do. And I have a long protocol that I work through. And we come up with the things. So, I mean, you might have had a vow of poverty in a past life that's stopping you from making money in this life.
Yeah, or a pattern. A lot of people would find a pattern of things that just keep happening, like unhealthy relationships, or not being able to hold down a job, or you know, this cycle that they want to break. In that way, it would probably also be very helpful.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And I mean, one of the most interesting ones that I worked with was a lovely lady in the States. And I know it just happened. I mean, I tell them people's stories about their past lives. As I said, I go through a protocol, but I don't know where the information I get it, but you know, I don't analyze it. And I told her that in a past life as a small child, she was blamed for burning down her parents' house. And it was the oddest story I'd come across. And she was like, oh my goodness, I've never been able to light a match. And I was like, oh, that's so cool. It's real.
Yeah.
It was really interesting. You know, and people do they hear the stories of their past lives and they go, oh yes, that's a similar thing to what's happening me in this life. And that's really empowering. I tend to work on the positive version of most of these. I mean, we are letting go of blocks of choices of things where we made choices against our divine soul blueprint. But I am usually working on lives where they were in alignment. So maybe they were working, doing things that were good.
Sure. Because when you, as you had said earlier, when you understand your soul purpose, or you're in tune with yourself in that way,
yes,
and you live authentically as yourself, because so many of us are influenced by society, beliefs, systems,
the roles were,
organizations, that we actually, a lot of us don't really know who we are. What's our original thought?
Absolutely.
What's our, without all of this influence? And I suppose if we have an understanding of our soul purpose, it brings us back to who we really are. And if we live authentically by that, not by what all the other influences, we are going to be happier, healthier. Everything is going to be more in balance, and things will be easier for us, as you said.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that would be the purpose. I know I did have this reading done when I lived in South Africa, and everything about it fascinated me. And everything was, as I had mentioned to you earlier, it was like, yes, that's who I know I am. But it just all made so much sense, and it reiterated and reinforced to me, I guess, why I'm here, what I need to do, and it consolidated, I guess, my understanding of myself. So I found it very, very, very valuable.
And when you work through the rest of that, if you know who you are, and then you can bring that through, you can tap on that, there's different levels of tapping, bring it through, and how you look at yourself and the way you see yourself, it makes a huge difference.
Yeah, because a lot of people have been holding on to these limiting beliefs also about themselves.
And you get a huge amount of self-forgiveness. I find it really empowering. I love to tell people about, the good things about themselves, but also you can see that you can tell them about where the pitfalls are, that if one of their gifts is divine love, that they could be over caring, over giving. So, and the way they're going to be, and it gives them permission to go, okay, I can see that this is a bad pattern. The energy that I'm creating with this isn't good for me. So I need to do it better.
Okay, so you can tap on.
And so then if you work on those as well, work on where it's going wrong.
Fascinating. And Lucy, are you doing this work online now?
Yes, I am, absolutely. I do have a mini course that's free at the moment on tapping. So I will, when this is posted to Facebook, I'll stick a link into that. People can sign up. It's got a video of how to tap, a kind of introduction, then a video of how to tap. It's only obviously a couple of minutes, and you also get a long list of positive words that you can pick from, which is cool, and the sheet of where all the points are. So that's good.
That's fabulous, Lucy.
And I'm doing a webinar on this day fortnight, so the 19th of, what on earth month are we? November.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, Thursday,
where I'm going to do some more techniques of things people can do to raise their energy. At the moment is called Find Your Energy Kryptonite. See where you're going wrong, see what's pulling you off track.
Okay, fabulous. So where can people access all of this information? On your website?
Yeah, absolutely. LucyMcCormack.com. That's nice and easy.
LucyMcCormack.com.
Yeah, or I've loads of various videos and things and tapping on my Live Life Lightly Facebook page.
Yeah.
So there's a heap of stuff on there of energy techniques and me just generally doing chit chat with myself on Facebook.
Yeah,
as you do.
Well, great. I think that's something we all need in this day and age, is to to protect and to boost our own energy and to be aware of it. Be mindful of your own energy field and your emotions and your thoughts and how they're affecting you and how you're absorbing maybe energy from other people. There's a lot of negativity out there.
A huge amount.
We may be unaware that we're actually being drained, but as you said, we actually have the power. We are the powerful, what is it you say? The powerful
creators of our own experience.
There you go. I have been listening. So,
well done. It is also, you know, you don't want to be seeing other people, you know, because we do definitely get affected by the thoughts of other people. It's one of the things that I also clear in a soul realignment session is, you know, the thoughts that people are having about us, which again, we're choosing to take on. You know, we believe them at some, they're not, nobody is doing anything to us. But you know, that's really interesting as well, you know, and you want to make sure that you're kind of, I guess, energy high enough so that if you meet somebody who's really negative, you don't walk away going, oh, I feel so sorry for them, because that's bad for them too.
It's not helping them.
You know, you want to.
Yeah, and something is only true if you actually accept it as true.
Absolutely.
Like, I mean, I can tell you you're a blue fairy, but are you going to believe
thank you.
Well, yeah. Maybe you'd rather pink, but you know what? So it's like, it's only true. Or if I, you know, if I could tell you something that might be more believable, you could actually take that on as, and it's only true if you accept it as true. And so it's being aware, just being aware all the time. And again, these things can become habits. So the soul realignment, you can also do remotely these days.
Oh, absolutely. So, they're all remote. Yeah.
It's fantastic, Lucy. Fantastic. So Lucy McCormack, MC. MC, Lucy McCormack, lucymccormack.com, or Live Life Lightly on Facebook. And we will add the link in for your free tapping course.
My free course, absolutely.
That's fantastic. And you have a 12-week course coming up.
Yes, I have. And I'll be talking more about that in my webinar in 2 weeks' time.
In around 19th. Fabulous. Well, thank you, Lucy. I will tag you in this after, and let's put a link for those in the comments so everybody can access.
Great. Thank you very much. Nice to chat.
And thank you to everybody who's joined us. Does anybody have any questions? Just saying really good, a few people watching, but they can always pop in questions after and find Lucy on her Facebook page.
Or email me or whatever. Happy to chat.
Oh, she's very happy to chat.
She is.
So thank you everybody for joining us, and we wish you a lovely evening further, and thanks for grabbing your coffee and connecting with us.
Thank you very much.